Hi, Lisa Sacchetti here with Renaissance Network. I'm talking with Shawnee Dowell from Possip today. Shawnee, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with me.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Excellent. Good. So thank you for saying that you would spend some time talking about your experience with the Renaissance Network. Tell us what made you decide to work with the Renaissance Network.
Well, I seen a number of, I don't remember how I think a friend of mine or colleague recommended subscribing to the newsletter. And so I would get the newsletters often and just great insights. Really felt like what the content of the newsletters really spoke to some of the spaces and places we were in. So that was kind of the first thing that piqued my interest. And then as we started to try to hire more senior level leadership, we realized that, there's a lot we don't know. I think that's part of the startup process is you realize that at first you probably are a little bit overconfident and think you know things. And then I think once you start doing things, you realize, oh, there's a lot I don't know. We talked to the Renaissance Network, really had a sense of confidence that you all knew a lot that we could learn from, and that you all knew a lot that would help us pick the right person for the role we were looking at.
Excellent. And did you experience that through the work with us?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think we learned a ton about hiring in general. We learned a ton about kind of the ed tech space, and we are really happy with who we hired from the process and through the process, the candidates we saw. We just saw a number of great candidates, and luckily we're in a position where to a place where we're like, we'd be happy with multiple ones of these, and we have to make a choice and a decision. And so that was great, though, to feel like we just had that we were making a decision we were really happy about and proud of, and didn't feel like we were having to make trade-offs. But it was really a matter of choosing amongst excellent people and great people.
Excellent. That's great to hear. So would you recommend TRN to other companies? And if you did, what would you say?
Yep, I already have. There's one, like the process that you go through as a company and working with TRN, one, getting clear about the role, about the job description, about what it should say and what it should look like, and having someone in a group that's objective and experienced. So the objectivity is helpful because, in our own minds as leaders and as organizations. And so we're kind of narrow lane and echo chamber, but TRN is out across the country and seeing things. And so having that kind of guidance and leadership, I tell people it's super helpful just to have. If the process was very clean and clear, and so we, felt always very up to date on where we were in the process. TRN clearly has clarity on the metrics that they're holding themselves accountable for. Makes it really easy as a company to kind of know where we are in the process. So I talk about that. And then we worked with Juwan. He was awesome. We built a great relationship and built a lot of trust with him. And we were able to have really open and honest conversations. And he pushed us, when that was the right thing. And then we also, could push in places where we wanted to push as well. But ultimately, those are some of the reasons why I recommend it. And like I said, we just learned a lot internally as well as we went along in the process.
Excellent. Now, were there any surprises along the way?
I think some other surprises and things we appreciate now, even if we're making hires potentially that be kind of realm, is there is some help to having a third party facilitate some of the conversations, not just negotiations, but sometimes there are questions you want to ask or things you want to talk about that it's like neither the candidate doesn't necessarily want to talk to the person who's going to be their future employer about. The employer doesn't want to have to kind of have some of those conversations with the candidate directly. And so just the benefit of having a third party to be able to kind of be a safe both sides. I think I underestimate the value of that, but that's super valuable as well. And I think the other thing with this kind of fast changing market, I mean, the market has changes so fast, and then, up, down, kind of whichever way, is to keep a pulse on that. And like as a company, we're running our company. We don't have the ability to keep a pulse on how the market's changing, especially for specific roles. And so just appreciation for the level of insight and information we got through that process.
Excellent. Good. Well, Shawnee, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.